do now know that Russian troops are amassing in the east of this country. The city of Kharkiv has now been hit by Russians 66 times in the last 24 hours.
Battle lines shifting as Russian forces amass in the east. These new satellite images show an 8-mile-long Russian military convoy headed towards the northeastern city of Kharkiv. Ukraine's second-largest city has already faced weeks of Russian shelling, residential neighborhoods completely destroyed.
East of Kyiv, Brigadier General Valery Embakov gave us an exclusive look at where his soldiers beat back Russian troops.
And right here on this spot, he says, from that farm, our boys used those javelins to do what you now see behind me. He tells us 2 Russian tank columns were headed down this road when his troops ambushed them, stopping the Russian advance.
You're very proud of your victory here.
Yes.
But are you as confident about the war that's starting in the east?
Ukraine needs more modern weapons, he says. But if in the first stage we needed mostly defensive anti-tank weapons, anti-air weapons, now we need heavy weaponry. We need tanks, we need planes, we need artillery systems. The destruction here, a fraction of what Russia might unleash in the next phase. This country is still reeling from the shocking Russian attack on a train station in the eastern city of Kramatorsk. It left 57 people dead, including at least 5 children. Thousands have been using the station, trying to flee the east ahead of Russia's next attack. Ukrainian President Zelenskyy vowing his country will be ready, saying they can even use more missiles against us, even more aerial bombs, but we're preparing for all our actions. We will respond. And over the weekend, in a show of solidarity, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson arrived in Ukraine. He toured the streets of Kyiv with President Zelenskyy. And as Russia now shifts its strategy, Putin has named a new commander in Ukraine, General Alexander Dvornikov. He previously led Russian forces in Syria, a campaign where human rights investigators say Russian forces deliberately targeted civilian populations and destroyed cities.
With gun violence and crime surging in big cities across America to levels not seen since the 1990s, the White House is expected to unveil a new rule to regulate so-called ghost guns.
A ghost gun or privately made firearm is a firearm that can be made at home with pre-manufactured parts. You can order these on the internet. It takes some very simple machining and you put it together and it works just like a regular firearm.
Sources say for the first time since 1968, the Biden administration is set to change the federal definition of firearm to include unfinished gun parts such as frames and receivers. The new rule would require manufacturers and dealers who sell ghost gun kits and parts to be licensed by the federal government and run a background check before any sale. The rule would also require already licensed dealers to add serial numbers to any unserialized gun they plan to sell. Just this past Friday, police in New York say a teenager using a build-it-yourself ghost gun opened fire near a high school in the Bronx, killing a 16-year-old girl. President Biden promised action during his State of the Union address last month.
We'll do everything in my power to crack down on gun trafficking of ghost guns.